Look, it was around 9-9, baby coming while I was at rock bottom. Ironic shit, I was listening to rock bottom. Pockets, rabbit ears, no paper, a lot of cotton.
All right, can we talk about my favorite song on the album?
What song is that?
Slaughtermouse.
Slaughtermouse.
Slaughtermouse. First of all, the title, Slaughtermouse, the play on words. Just talk about the title for the layman's.
Well, I was gonna be direct. Yeah, well, they used to call me Mouse.
Right.
So I was gonna be very direct, like Mouse would be, and this wasn't gonna be Joe from Slaughterhouse. It was gonna be my take on some things. Slaughter. So.
Slaughtermouse, from Mouse's perspective.
Yeah, Slaughtermouse.
So Slaughtermouse is an open letter, if you will. It feels like very direct, speaking to Speaking to Eminem.
Yeah. It's my stand. It's my stand record.
Okay. Now you put a version out of this on Instagram, a small snippet, and people thought it was a diss of some sort to Eminem.
Well, it's because people are retarded.
Right.
I mean, to be very blunt, the clip that was on Instagram, if I'm not mistaken, was when Bad Met Evil, nigga, who was happier than me? Think back, the way that I was on that shit, you'd have thought it was my album and I was on that shit. Like, if anything, it sounded like a compliment to me. I don't know how that got interpreted as a diss. But in hip hop, I guess, anytime you're speaking to one person directly, God forbid you would be saying anything nice about him.
Right.
Like, must be a diss.
Okay. Listen, I'm writing to you now because we don't get to talk much. Except for in the stew, when we passing through the halls and such. ... We fast forward, we're busy working, so I never share my thoughts much. What's the interactions with you and Eminem? What have they been like?
They've been good. They've been good. Actually, that would be an understatement. They have been great, just far and few. Em is like a hip hop encyclopedia, man. Like, and he's extremely passionate. He's the most meticulous man one of the more meticulous men that I've ever met. So I mean, talking to him about hip hop, you just learn so much. And I'm talking like, and he's older, so he goes back to, don't let him and Crooked Eye get to talking together. Those guys. So those conversations are good. Then him and I have had some more personal conversations that, will remain confidential, of course, but we've, but outside of our interactions, that may be the, musically, that may be the extent, and I don't know, I'm speculating, of his knowledge of me. I don't know that to be a fact, but it may be.
Right.
So when we talk, I'm forced to wonder, I wonder if this guy knows that our paths, albeit his success is on a different, planet than anybody's, our paths are very similar.
Right.
So.
You talk about 1999 being at rock bottom.
Yeah.
And listening to rock bottom.
Yeah, rock bottom helped me immensely. Like, I can't explain what that record did. I couldn't even understand who was this man putting these words together this way, going through this, feeling like this. Like, that's how I feel. I just can't rap this good. So, yeah, I mean, it's crazy how small the world is and the way the stars align and 360 degrees of separation, man. Like, just thinking back to being in Jersey City with a child coming, not knowing where my unemployed, not knowing where my check was coming from, not knowing how I was going to be able to provide for, this kid and this kid's mom and myself even to today, and working with somebody who was very instrumental in getting me through that time.
Right. One part of this song is talking to M, but also in a lot of ways talking about Slaughterhouse, and so it's kind of like the personal. Obviously you've been through addiction, he's been through addiction, your child's mother, there's been a tumultuous relationship there with his child's mother, the same. and then you get a little bit into the art and the business of it as well. You talk about like the slander of the second Slaughterhouse album, and a feeling of what I get, and you correct me if I'm wrong, is Eminem successfully is up here and maybe not living up to those standards of success while signed to him on the label.
No. It was more so Eminem, his success, we don't have to talk about it. But, I said maybe we didn't get your star power in this magnitude. Like, maybe we thought that because Eminem was who Eminem was, that our job would be easier, that his fans would be our fans, that, we just had a lot misconstrued. We didn't know, that his sound may work for us, that, we were learning on the fly, and later on it goes to say, we learned what's good for the goose and good for the gander. Like, Eminem is great at being Eminem. He may not be great at being Slaughterhouse. Right. Slaughterhouse is great at being Slaughterhouse.
And even in this time, Eminem started at a time when rappers can take off. I think it's much harder for rappers to take off.
Well, we get into that too.
Yeah, you think you'd be as famous now if you put out My Name Is Now? Do you think Eminem would be as famous if he came out today and put out My Name Is?
I don't know. He's got a tremendous team behind him, and he's one of the best rappers to ever live. Like, so he's got some things in his corner, but it would be different. It would be a different path. When I heard My Name Is back in 98, 97, whenever it came out, I didn't care that he was white. I didn't care his hair was blonde. I didn't care Dre was in the video. I didn't care about any of that shit. I was just like, who the fuck is rhyming like this? That's difficult today. I mean, I think probably the last time we've seen that, the closest thing we've seen to that today is Kendrick, J-Elect on Exhibit C, where you're like, okay, like, this is different. So I don't know. I don't know. I would assume so, but it would be a different path. But as our boss, so to speak, our common bond is rap. Like, we are the rappers, so it makes sense that we are assigned to you. But I'm kind of asking for advice, like, how do we maneuver in this climate? Like, how do we rap now and gain some type of notoriety? Like, how did you do it? Well, you can't really give me advice on that because you did it then. So it's an interesting conversation.
Valid question. Finally, on this, one of my I always wonder what happens to songs. The song just fades out, but you still rapping. Remember Guru did it on Hard to Earn. It's like one of these hip hop things. Like, every so often you get a song that is really dope and it'll just fade out. How much more left to the song? Why did you fade it out, and how much more is left that we haven't heard?
There's a little more. It's not so much more there. But I do that from time to time where I will fade a record. But you gotta understand, this record is 4 minutes and 40 seconds of nothing but rapping. It's over 300 fucking bars there. This record could have easily been 10 minutes long. Easily.
From the guy who gave us 10 minutes on his first album.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I had to fade it because had I not faded it, it would have we could go and go and go and go. I have a million things I could say to my counterparts and M and the label and Shady, and like, had to fade it.
Send me the rest. As long as I got it, we're cool.